Hi, I'm Richard. We're at the Open Air Blues Festival in Brezoi, day 3. I am with Fantastic Negrito.
Yes, thank you for having me. Mucha merci.
Welcome to Brezoi.
It's a pleasure to be here, man.
You just got here, you haven't seen much, but what's the vibe you're getting so far?
The vibe I'm getting is like Romania, people very down to earth, man. There's a beautiful, poetic simplicity to them that I like. And I also suspect that there's not much bullshitting with Romanian people. That they're straightforward.
People are the same all over.
Well, that's how I felt when I was welcomed. The lady came up to me and she said, "Are you married?" And I was like, "Okay, we get right to it." So yeah, I like that kind of talk.
I wanted to ask you about the Revolution Plantation.
Revolution Plantation. Well, to me, that concept is take the bullshit and turn it into good shit. All the things that you think are the negative things, the things that you feel less about, those can be the things that uplift you. That's why I took the word plantation and put revolution in front of it, because I learned this from my grandmother, who was born in the South, Southern Virginia, and I'm talking about 1911. It was a very different time, especially for African American people. And I remember asking my grandmother, "Grandmother, tell me how hard it was. Tell me how difficult it was. Tell me how evil were the white people." And my grandmother surprised me. She said, "Honey, we didn't have to ask white people for anything." And I've never heard that before. She said, "We had our own farm, and our neighbors had hogs, and we had chickens, and this guy grew vegetables, and then we had sheep." And so they really were self-motivated, self-sustained, and they could do for themselves. And that's where the concept of Revolution Plantation comes from. And now it's my job as a descendant of those people is to pass on that concept to the youth, that we can, we must, we will, we can accomplish everything.
You had a near fatal car accident that kept you years away from the music. How did that change your perspective on life?
Well, yes, I was in a coma for 3 weeks. That's the best sleep I ever had. The horror of that is I woke up and I lost my playing hand. Can't move it. So I had to rethink, how am I gonna play music again? First I felt depressed and so sad, but then I remembered my grandmother. I remember that the challenges that we have in life can be our best friend. The handicaps that we have, the weaknesses that we have, can be our best friend, can be our fuel, our motivation. And I just thought, well, this will be a new chapter in life, because everything and everyone is my teacher. And that's how I view life. And a lot of times, some of the worst things are your best lessons, your best teacher.
I feel the same. Like kids, it could be a 3-year-old child or a 75-year-old man, but we all have things to learn from each other.
Absolutely.
I read that you learned to play piano by sneaking into classes at Berkeley University.
Absolutely. The neighborhood at the time that I was in was very drug infested, crime infested, a lot of bad things out there. And I wanted a safe place to go, so I was in the ghetto in West Side Berkeley at the time. But if you walked up University Avenue, there was a big university called UC Berkeley, and that was a safe place. So I would go and I would tell them, "Oh, I'm a student." I'd put in my deep voice, and I had sideburns, not like this. And I need to practice. I think they may have known or may not have. They'd look at me, they hand me the key, and I could go into the room and practice with all the students. So when I was there, I didn't know what a piano was. I had no idea, so I would listen to what they were playing. And these kids were playing do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, 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 do. So I would just play that over and over again, every key. And then I learned later that those are scales. So I'm very thankful to UC Berkeley. They should name the room after me. And that's where I learned about music.
You had a small child and you were playing the guitar and you saw that he liked what he was hearing, and that got you playing again, and you relearned the guitar and you changed your technique. Does your son know that
Yes.
he changed your life?
Absolutely, he knows, yes. And, I quit pursuing music for 5 years. I sold most of my equipment. I was done. I became a marijuana farmer, which was legal and extremely lucrative in California at the time. And I didn't really have any passion. I quit. I didn't give up, but I quit. And I want to tell people sometimes it's okay to quit for a little while. I just didn't feel the honesty in music anymore. I felt like the music industry had defeated me. So one day when my little baby was a little upset and crying, I couldn't make him laugh. I couldn't get him to feel positive. So I saw underneath this orange love seat in his room, it was an acoustic guitar that I had not sold. So I picked it up and I played a G major, and that sadness turned to brightness and turned to a smile. I think it changed both of our lives. Lessons from everyone.
I read that you do not like the safe zone and you seek discomfort in music. What is the next uncomfortable music frontier for you?
I don't know if I seek discomfort, because that would be a little bit, I don't know about pretentious. It'd be predictable. I'm gonna be so down here, I'm gonna be so uncomfortable. What I mean is that in the process of being creative, when I find that I'm feeling unsure and I find the discomfort, then I know I'm in the right place. But I just don't like the same boring approach to music for me. Especially in blues or R&B, people playing the same thing with same lyrics. For me, it's not inspiring. I don't really think of myself as a musician. I'm an artist. The music is secondary. It's just a vehicle to drive in, but I love being creative and being an artist and break some rules. It's a beautiful place to be in the arts. If I didn't want to do that, I would have worked at Starbucks. But I chose to be an artist, and I feel the artists that I loved always changed the world, always changed our view. Always there was discomfort and uncertainty. And this is what turns me on about being an artist and being a human being on this planet.
You have an album called White Jesus, Black Problems.
Yeah.
And you also made a movie with that title. And you released these through your own company, Storefront Records.
Yes.
What does White Jesus, Black Problems mean to you?
It means everything to me. It means victory. It means defeat. It means victim. It means perpetrator. It means abuser. So many things to me, but I found a story in my family history, 7 generations back, true story. My 7th grandmother was a white Scottish indentured servant. She fell in love with an enslaved black man, my 7th generation grandfather. When I found this story, it was unbelievable to me that I came from these people, but then I understood myself. I thought that's the most punk rock thing I've ever heard. We talk about discomfort, that's the most uncomfortable story I've ever heard. And that's what made me think, wow, White Jesus, Black Problems. That really came into my head organically. And I went with it and I pursued it. And I wanted to tell this courageous story of love in 1759 that my great grandparents were in a forbidden union. And it made me think of this idea of like this white supremacy, of this whiteness, and how did my white grandmother deal with that? The institution of white supremacy. That was extremely interesting to me. And I loved the story that that felt very uncomfortable. And at that time, I just won 3 Grammys in a row, and I thought, I need to be uncomfortable. Because I wasn't comfortable in just getting Grammys all the time. It's not what I'm
And for you, it's not about the Grammys.
Yeah, I'm not interested in it.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been interested in it. I have no interest in pleasing an institution. I have an interest in art. I have an interest in the wild side. So I love the story of white Jesus, black problems. And it is ultimately the truth. I was never angry at white people. Oh my God, what did you say? No. It's like being married. If you don't deal with the uncomfortable part, you're never gonna get through it. I feel like you have to face the problem. Don't yell at the person, because if I yell at you, then it's over. If I felt like, hey, you're white, you oppressed me, blah, 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 it's over. You're defensive. But if we talk about our problem, you're my neighbor, you're my brother, I'm your brother, we live in this country, in this society, how can we make it better for both of us?
We breathe the same air.
Yeah, so we have to talk about the uncomfortable.
We drink the same water.
We drink the same water. So I love to do this.
And then you have another album, Son of a Broken Man. Did
Yes.
your father live to see your success?
What is success? I don't know. I think waking up every day, breathing is success. So in that sense, yes. But I want to say that...
The fact that you're a realized man.
Well, no. My father... First of all, these are 2 records that I released on my own label, Storefront Records. Self-produced, self-financed, self-motivated, and a little bit selfish. Storefront Records. Independent. We need artists who don't care about algorithm, who don't care about likes and popularity. Artists, let's tell the truth. So this is what I love about Storefront Records, which we have a new artist called Everything Velvet. Everything Velvet on Storefront Records. Son of a Broken Man on Storefront Records. We can make the music that we need to make for the world. Music is medicine. We want the songs that motivate us and motivate our youth to do incredible things. So I wanted to first say that. Son of a Broken Man is about the story of my father and I. This is the oldest story in the world. The father, the son, the struggle. The father, the son, the fight. My father had me when he was 63. My mother was 30. 33-year-old age gap. I know, I'm old sperm. 63. So it was very complicated. I'm the 8th of 15 kids. Most of us ended up in the system in America, in the foster care system. This is bad, this is terrible, but there was also a positive side. I learned much from this man. When you're born to a man, born in 1905, that's another world. Probably your grandfather wasn't born in 1905. You know, exactly, so.
1911.
Exactly, so it gave me a very different perspective on life. And it's a struggle, still a struggle, but it's something that I wanted to write about, I wanted to confront, and it was uncomfortable. And so I like the album.
And one of your latest releases is the single Undefeated Eyes. The song is not on your album. What I want to ask is, how did you connect with Sting?
I think I opened up with Sting in New Mexico. And we kind of had a nice vibe together, and so I just reached out to him and said, hey, I've got a song. I can't sing it. Maybe you can. He heard it, and he's like, hey, I'm coming for the music. came and we recorded it in 6 hours. And it was very organic. And I like that. We didn't try, it just happened. Probably release it on the next album, which is going to be, I feel like it's going to be more psychedelic.
And I hope you come back to release it here as well.
Well, if you guys invite me, I'll come. But I need an invitation.
It's not up to
I don't
me.
want to show up at your house.
It's your first time in Romania.
First time.
Welcome to Brezoi. I hope you enjoy the gig tonight. What time are you playing?
Like 12:45 a.m., like late.
The late night show.
That's when the spirits come out.
And we're waiting for you to come on down to the Open Air Blues Festival in Brezoi for Fantastic Negrito tonight. Thank you. Thank you for your time.